GoPro has updated their Windows Phone app with Hero 4 support. We're going to show you what it's all about in our 12 days of hidden gems. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Daniel Rubino here with Windows Central, and today we're taking a closer look at the Hero 4 for our Hidden Gems campaign here, co-sponsored with Microsoft. What is a Hero 4? If you're not familiar with GoPro, well, you really should be. They are the kings of wearable camera technology for your extreme sports like skateboarding, snowboarding, jumping out of airplanes, doing whatever you want. Even scuba diving, you can use this little guy. Now, this may not look waterproof, but I'll show you how they get away with that in a few moments. This camera here is the GoPro Hero 4 Black. It also comes in a silver version. Color actually has nothing to do with it. It's just the model name. So what makes the difference here? So the silver goes for $399, and it would have an LCD panel here on the back, which is actually a touchscreen, which is actually really nice. The black version does not have that, which seems kind of odd, but this thing can shoot in full 4K video at 30 frames per second. So that is definitely pretty awesome. But if you're worried about that LCD screen, you would really like it. You can see a nice little connector here, and that's because you can actually add on an LCD pack to the back here to give you touchscreen interaction so you can preview and view your videos. But I'll show you in a few moments with this app why that's actually not totally necessary. Coming over here to the side, you have your USB, that's a mini USB, and HDMI outputs, as well as the micro SD card slot, so you just squeeze in the card that way. It's pretty easy to access and change, which is really nice. I have a 32 gig card in there, but you could put up to 64 and probably even 128 gigs with no issues. Coming to the bottom here, you got your battery compartment. Pop this open, take out the battery, replace it. You'd probably want to bring a couple extra batteries with you, as you only get about an hour shooting time with this. That may seem low, but look at the size of this thing. It's so tiny. My God, it fits in the palm of my hand, literally. I mean, it is just bizarre. It feels like a toy camera, but it's actually really well built, so it makes up for that. Plus, this thing can shoot in full 4K video, and that is really impressive for something in 2014. Speaking of, this device is only a couple months old, so it is still really new. In fact, I wouldn't expect a new version until late next year, so you should be pretty set. Other than that though, you got your buttons up here, your shutter, main power button, and you also have a quick settings button there as well. The device itself though is pretty clean. You have your beautiful wide angle lens there, and it is a really stellar looking device. Now if we come over here to the compartment, this is actually where you can pop it all in and lock down the device this way. So you close that door, lock it. Now you can go underwater, you can strap this to stuff. You have a full mount that comes with it, which is actually a really gorgeous mount. You can see you can change all the angles at which things are locked into place, and then you can basically attach it to these guys. So you have your 3M. It actually comes with two. One is curved and one is flat, so depending on the surface you want to put this on. Stick this to it, and then you just can slide in the mount that way, and your GoPro will be ready for action. So very cool stuff. You get everything you need. The only thing I said, you know, that you may want to consider getting is that extra battery, because you don't get too much shooting time with this. Now let's take a look at the GoPro app, which I'm actually a big fan of. As far as connectivity apps go, they did a really nice job with this app. It is just absolutely everything you kind of want in such an app. And what I mean is, yeah, you can connect up to the internet and you can see the GoPro stuff. You can actually use this app without even having a GoPro, which is kind of neat. But it connects up through Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and it's actually been really simple, and I've had no connection issues whatsoever. We're going to launch into it right now, and I'm going to show you the camera. Hopefully it'll come up there, and there you are. And so the streaming is just really fantastic. Like I said, it just stays connected and I have no problems with it. Zooming in a little bit here, I'll show you some more features. So you do get your current settings here on the screen, so you know what you're shooting. You got your Wi-Fi connection, so you know you're connected, as well as the range. And then you also have a few other things here, like your battery. Of course, you can see the image, your record time, and then coming down here, you do have this button here. So what I really like is this pulls down the videos from the camera that's saved to your card. So I can actually just bring up this video and I can stream it and play it directly. So this was just a quick test I did before. And so you got the whole video. And although that's really neat, one thing that's even better, you can actually just download that right now to your phone, and it's going to pop up and give you a little warning. And mind you, does take up a lot of space. So at 103 megabytes, just for something that was like about 30 seconds long, it'll take about 5 minutes to transfer, but you can do a lower resolution transfer, which is pretty good. Either way, I think it's a great option. You know, most of these type of companion apps don't give you that, but the ability to transfer the video directly to your phone, because then you can obviously upload it to the internet, is pretty awesome, and I'm a really big fan of it. You can also skip around and do other stuff, including delete. There's also batch editing on this, or I should say, editing in a sense of deletion or moving, so you can select all and then do whatever you want. You can also separate things by videos, photos, burst, and time lapse, or just show all. So really great categorization there, and just really easy to use. Let's go back to the main screen. Of course, you can record directly from this app, which is expected, but what's really nice, I'm going to record right there. You can see the stream did not shut off, so I am seeing live stuff while recording. Of course, there's that delay there, but that always happens with these apps. But being able to stream and record obviously is a big selling point. I'm really glad they did that. I can also hit this yellow button here to tag it with the current location, which is really nice too, and other information. So I can bring that up then, and it'll save it directly to the card. Other features, you get this little quick toggle here, so I can switch between video and photo, or looping. I can just switch to camera mode and take photos. It is a 12 megapixel sensor, so you can take some pretty decent photos with this as well. You're going to see it switches to the camera there. I can do continuous or even night. And then the really cool stuff here, if you're really adventurous, you can go into burst mode, time lapse, and night lapse. So night lapse, of course, meaning you can set this up, aim it at the sky, and do some stars, and you know how people have done with comments and everything like that. Definitely cool stuff. So that's a nice quick toggle. You can also go into settings here and get your full range of everything. And you know, GoPro have really given you a lot of options if you're into photography and imaging. You got a lot of stuff here. You got your frames per second, resolution. So of course I can change it to 4K, 4K Super View, and all of these different resolutions. You have frames per second options, field of view, spot meter, Pro Tune, which is sort of their professional tuning stuff, which are really nice options, white balance, color, ISO limit. ISO limit is really good for shooting in low light. You may actually prefer to do a low light thing as opposed to high ISO. You can do EV comp as well, sharpness, and then you go down to your photo settings, multi-shot, setup, and more. And overall, just really cool stuff. Here's your LED blink that you saw before, the beeps where it makes the noise. You can even apparently control the volume of it, video format, on-screen display, auto off, everything. I mean, there's just all sorts of options on here that will keep you busy, and just a really excellent job they've done with this app. I've had no issues with it. It just functions as you would expect it to. Look at this, it's going to connect up every time. I've never had a problem with it. And actually, let me show you one last feature before we go here, which is one of my favorites, this power button. So I can turn the camera off. It's basically going into a standby mode, and you can see the app is like that too. Now I can go reset up my shot, move the camera around, and the camera comes back on. And that is just a really useful feature. Like I said, you only get like an hour of actual shooting with 4K on this, and so you probably will want to be able to pause the camera itself while you set up your next shot, and you know, continue on from there. So there you go, quick tour of the GoPro Hero 4 app and camera, which you can now pick up at Amazon, the Microsoft Store, and other places, including Best Buy. I'm a really big fan of it. I think if you want an extreme camera for mounting, there's really not much else for choice. But there you go, head to Windows Central for more information and read our full write-up. Take care, everybody.